Hi everyone and welcome to the Virtual Y. Today my name is Mike and I am going to do 30 minutes of yoga flow. So it's fairly vigorous, but I like to give options. So, if you are still learning your way around some things, take your time. Maybe redo things, revisit your practice, and know that at the Virtual Y we have all kinds of different classes. I also teach gentle if you want to try out a different speed. Check it all out sometime. But today, we're going to start standing, all right? So I want you to find the top of your mat. I may stand in different ways so I can be seen better, but I want you to put your feet underneath your hip hinges and come inside for a sec. So often we will start seated, but I want to do the same thing that we would do here seated, except standing. So you're going to press down into kind of the three major points of each feet, right? Two on the front, one at the back. Press down to lift up. Feel your spine lengthening up towards the sky, all right? And then you're gonna take your navel and draw it in, engage a little bit to support that lift. And then I want you to bring your breathing into a nice and steady and smooth and deeper rhythm. Okay, so taking deeper inhales, letting the chest expand, rib cage, and as you exhale, again, maybe drawing that navel in just a little bit more to help support that. So doing this a few times, and at the same time, while you're just making yourself more present, I also want you to kind of ask yourself why you're here and what you get out of it. I think I'm a believer that, we do a yoga practice, not just for the physical, but there's something else that you probably get out of it. I'm gonna venture to guess. All right, so let's begin. We're gonna go ahead, inhale those arms up overhead, and exhale, lift your heart, bring your hands together and let your shoulders kind of fall back. Do that again, inhale, lift. Now draw your navel in even more, and exhale, you're giving yourself a little bit of a back bend if it feels okay. Now inhale, lift again, and then exhale, come forward, give me a big forward fold. Then inhale to halfway lift. And then exhale, press yourself further into that halfway lift. So you should feel like the shoulders are coming back and the legs are straightening, but you're not locking out the knees, okay? Come forward onto the fronts of those feet. And then you're looking down to the floor, not towards your feet. Good. Using everything you got to be long. And then exhale, go ahead, forward fold. Good, let's go ahead and sweep it back on up. And exhale, give me that little bit of a back bend. Inhale, come back on up, right. And exhale, forward fold, hands to your shins. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale to forward fold, drop your head. Let's come back up, bend your knees if you need. And exhale again, lift your heart to effect a little back bend. Inhale, come straight up. Exhale, forward one more time. Inhale to halfway lift here. And then exhale, forward fold. And then we're gonna step back to find a down dog. So take your palms and press them nice and firmly in. Inhale, make your back nice and long, lift your hips. And as you exhale, make your heels pretty heavy, okay? So really more important to have a straight back than straight legs. You want the weight, you wanna feel heavy in the backs of the legs though. So those heels are, getting weighed down, and the thighs are gonna press back a little bit. Now here, inhale and hover your knees above the floor, almost like you come to all fours, but not quite. And then exhale, shift back to down dog. Inhale, hover just. Or if you wanna put them down, put them down. Exhale, draw the navel back to give yourself that mountain-like pose. Inhale, knees down. Did you know? Exhale, that down dog is called mountain in some traditions instead. Inhale, knees hover, exhale. Now the last one, we're gonna inhale, knees to hover, look towards your hands, and then exhale, walk or float all the way up to the top. Inhale to halfway lift, and exhale, forward fold. Nice, come all the way on up. And exhale. We're gonna start a sun salutation, but just make sure that you are ready to go. Feeling steady. All right. Sun salute. Hey, let's inhale. Be tall. And exhale one more time, all the way back down to forward fold. Then you're gonna inhale to halfway lift. Here's the thing about sun salute A. Now when you exhale, you go all the way back, essentially to a plank, and then you exhale, come down to Chaturanga Dandasana, like so, okay? Then release to the floor, inhale, here's a baby cobra. I'm gonna show you that's a light version. And if you want up dog, what you do from here is keep those shoulders back and arms in, Tops of the feet are against the mat. You straighten your arms and look at that. My feet and my legs come off the floor. Maybe look up a little bit, okay? And then when I go back to down dog, I quickly put my knees down to flip my feet and draw my navel back again to lift the hips. Good. Inhale, bend the knees, look to your hands. And exhale, you can walk up or again float at the end of the exhale. Let's rise. Come all the way on up. And exhale. So this is a pretty vigorous one. Inhale, I'm going to take out the stops. Nice little baby back bend. Exhale, forward fold. You inhale to a halfway lift. And then exhale, come to a plank. Nice. Inhale, hold there. And then exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana, come down. Inhale, come through, cobra or up dog. And exhale, back to down dog again. Inhale, bend the knees, look towards your hands. Wait until the exhale started, and then move up to the top. You'll notice a difference. Inhale, the halfway lift. Sorry, I didn't do that last time. Exhale, forward fold. Let's rise. And exhale. Let's do one more just to get it for good measure. Inhale, come on up. Exhale, big swan dive, come all the way down. Inhale to halfway lift. And this time, exhale, go back into plank and down into your crocodile. Inhale, straighten the arms through to be up dog or stay low for cobra. Exhale, back to down dog. Inhale, bend your knees, look to your hands. Wait for some of the air to come out and then make your move. It's easier. Inhale to halfway lift, way far out. Exhale to forward fold. Inhale, rise. And exhale, Tadasana. Whew. And feel that. So that did not take long, each round, and feel what a lift that gave you. And you can do that yourself any old time of day, all right? Great to get the morning going. All right, from here, we're gonna do a chair. So do a couple warmings of chairs. Sit back, exhale. Inhale, sit back. Exhale, press into the feet, squeeze those glutes. All right, and then we are gonna hold one. So you decide what you wanna do. Hands at heart center, high chair, a little bit more, hands out. A little bit more back strength is required to stay up nice and high here. Now, your legs at 90 degrees is kind of the deepest. See that? 90-ish. Now, that doesn't mean my thighs are parallel to the floor. The legs are at 90. Woo! Take one more inhale and try to forbid the tail feathers from sticking out too much. All right, and exhale. Again, forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. And hold, press yourself away in halfway lift. Inhale, press again, nice long back. And exhale, forward fold. Hold forward fold for a sec too. Sometimes we do this as too much of a passing through point and we don't get the benefit of that activation for the legs and the whole back, all right? Let the head go, tip a little forward. Notice, where do you feel more stretch? If the hips are way back or if you tip forward? Okay. Go ahead, back to halfway lift, inhale, and then exhale, find a chair. Inhale, press on up, and exhale. Now from here, I'm gonna teach you how to do a crow from standing as well, and there's various ways to do this, but just practice putting weight in your hands if it's brand new for you. All right, so come on up, exhale, forward fold, and then your hands are gonna go roughly where your feet are. Now in a crow, you're gonna start bending, and what happens is the knee starts to go outside and past your arms like so, all right? Now some of us, and then you put more weight in the hands and you gotta be brave and come forward. And the knees are squeezing the arms. Now, I'm gonna drop down and just take a sec on this. Sometimes people also do this by building a shelf to put their legs on, and coming up. And that can be kind of one way to experiment with as a beginner. Otherwise, it requires more strength to, again, let's start up here, to let the knees start coming past. You gotta come up on the toes, be light, be forward, be brave. All right, and then squeeze them in, and then you gotta, maybe one at a time. Draw it up and in. Give yourself a hot second. Maybe let's just go ahead and stay in Malasana. Maybe the feet come a little bit wider. Elbows lodge, lift your heart, inhale, exhale and settle. If this bothers your knees, you're always gonna make adjustments. You're always gonna sit, maybe knees wide. That was also very stimulating for a short, number of things. Chair, crow, big energy builders. Okay, so we're gonna come back to standing, so make sure you're not making yourself dizzy. Hands to hips. Inhale, come on up, and reestablish your beautiful foundation. All right, so we're gonna do a few standing poses. Take your right foot forward, left foot back. A big stance, and kind of down the center line of your mat. Now your knee bends towards your foot, hand goes over your knee, and your eye gaze goes over that hand too, all right? So this pose is it's Warrior Two. It's very heat building. But what we can do is we can flip our palms up and then look off the palm and imagine a cool, clear lake. Maybe even a full moon shining, reflecting off of it, and remind yourself to stay cool. That knee keeps going towards the front toe. Oh my gosh. Let's inhale, take a break for that. And then we're gonna do a side angle. So exhale, land your elbow perhaps, and come on over. So there's various ways to do this. You can stay up, B arm, C arm, all right? Second version for the bottom arm right here, block at either level, okay? But look at what I'm doing. So in class, here's what I see. I see people way down here, but the hips way up here. Guys, that's a triangle. Don't get around the work of bending that leg. I need a long angle here, all right? So yeah, sure, you can go down, but where's your angle, all right? I get a lot of this weird halfway stuff. That's not side angle. Go long, all right. Gotta go in there. You got a little support on this one. Okay, inhale, let's come on up. Now on the next one, we probably gotta take our feet and put them in two lanes a little better. And you may want the block. A lot of us may want it. So you're gonna take your left hand, swing down, windmill down, put to the block under your left hand, high or low, and we're gonna do revolve triangle. So you're guiding your right hip back and then turning away, turning the opposite way. So if you find you're feeling restricted, you are gonna adjust where those feet are. The feet are gonna tell you. If you wanna get into a pretty big twist here, you gotta kinda take your left hip with you. And for that to happen, that left foot's probably gonna step in a little bit. That's why I'm talking about two lanes. Good. Gaze is where you're comfortable. Now, if you can, windmill up and face this side. All right. And then rest those arms for a sec. All right. As wide as you like today. And the feet are parallel. Well, usually the guide is wrist distance. All right. If you can manage that, you can always go wider than that as well. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, come on down. And today I'm going to offer the gorilla version of this. Option A, here I am at a tabletop. Option B, just start walking the hands back towards between the feet. Option C, you can take your first two fingers, wrap them around your big toes, and then inhale, bring your heart forward, long back. Exhale, then bend your elbows and use the yogi toe hold to draw you down. Now, your feet got to feel really sticky in order to manage this. Some of us practicing at home may have, some carpet under that inhibits the stickiness of our feet, so we got to watch that. In a pose like this, it really is here, the ankles are doing the work, and you want to see how much of the rest of you can let go. Where can you surrender? Good. Smooth, long breaths. I didn't forget to say, there's just times when I'm not saying breathe in, breathe out, but you're going to keep that breath moving smoothly. Okay. Let's go ahead, let the toes go if you got them. Inhale to halfway. Bend your knees and exhale, come on up. Good. Let's do the other side. So I'm just gonna turn this time and make my knee and toe go off the other end. Big stance for Warrior 3. There you go. Knee over foot, arm over knee, and eye gaze over arm. And once you start to really feel the heat, remind yourself that part of our job here is to stay cool, because it's training for everything out there. Think about how many times you get in your car and lose your cool. So literally, this is what we're talking about, maintaining your cool. If you're new to this, you absolutely can, give yourself a break, go back in. I'll say strength comes quicker than you'd think, as long as you're not feeling pain. All right, let's go ahead, straighten this, and we're gonna do that side angle. So we'll come over, land, and go long. So remember, let's not dump. I've had trainers that call it that, and it's kind of true. Don't dump. Side angle is this beautiful long line. Don't be one of those people that's going like this and really open, really kind of flat open here, okay? What if I even showed you? How do I look down the line? See how kind of flat I am? Looking under the arm, energizing the outseam of the ribs and arm. All right, let's inhale, come on up. And then we're gonna do that other revolve triangle. So I need both feet in 2 lanes. You need to make an adjustment. Sometimes I kind of like throw the block, put the block under your right shoulder. All right, inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist away. So here too, what does your body feel like it needs in the twist? Maybe pay attention to that. Let your left hip come back. Do something to let that right hip come forward a little more. And if it makes you dizzy to look up, you can fix your gaze somewhere else. And feel like you're twisting from your navel, guys. Exhale, navel in. Woo! Let's go ahead and windmill that back up. And then exhale. Beautiful. I think we're going to be done with all of that energy for a sec. Let's go ahead and shake it off, at least in those kind of poses. We're going to do a balance pose though. So let's make sure that you're feeling okay. And balance, you can always touch a wall if you need to. We're going to start on the right foot. So we're going to do a variation of tree, aren't they all? The right foot digs down. And then I want you to, option 1 is to just go ahead and hold the knee. I should do this from the side. What happens here, so here's what happens. Here's what we need to have happen. So I had to squeeze. All right, so another option is to have hands around the foot and extend that. All right, on out front. And you could even on this one, if you're standing, you could fold towards that leg. I don't do this one very often. All right. It's pretty intense. You could also have one foot and take that away. Having both hands out there is the challenge. Okay. Let's go ahead, inhale, bring that in, and exhale, set it down. Ooh, shake it off. So never feel like, just feel how much work that was and how much your body needs to recover. It's like weightlifting. You do a set of, your weightlifting, you need a moment of recovery. Give yourself that too. Yes, flowing yoga is fun, but don't pass out. Left leg. All right, so don't let this happen. Remind yourself to press into that leg, squeeze your glute, and retain your posture. So I'm also drawing my shoulders back. Everything on the back side of my body is engaged because my weight's all front, right? Option, one side might be better than the other for you. You can always stay at the knee. Abs in, squeeze, straighten that leg. Whew. And let's go ahead and come out of that. Nice. All right, so next we're gonna head to the ground. Make sure that you're not making yourself dizzy in any way. Take your time, leisurely exhale on down. And come onto your hands and elbows for a sec. Hands and elbows. Knees and elbows. Okay, like so. And just give yourself some love by doing some elbow cat stretches. Right here, tuck under, navel in. Inhale, lift your heart. Right. Exhale, tuck under. All right, so we're setting up for a dolphin push-up. Option 1, everybody grab your biceps, that's your distance, and then clasp your hands, but then take your pinky out from under so you don't crush it, okay? Now, we're gonna do dolphin push-up. So the feet stay kind of back, and you inhale, bring your face over your hands, and you exhale, push back. Now, if you wanted, you could make this, you could even do this from the knees, all right? If this is new and you have issues with any of those body parts, go from the knees. Otherwise, where can you be strongest? You can do this all the way from a dolphin, which looks very much like a down dog. Inhale, face, you almost chin touches, and then exhale, forehead touches, right? And it said, well, okay, my teacher, who was told by her teacher, said that if you can do 21 of these, you are ready to support yourself in a headstand. Is that your goal? Oh my gosh. You'll never see me do a headstand in here, by the way. But this is super shoulder strengthening. All right, now let's just hold a dolphin. If you are up here on your feet and you're getting exhausted, drop to your knees and maybe see if you can hold the dolphin from there. At the end of your exhale, draw the navel in. All right, let's have a little recovery, knees down. And this time, come to your hands and give me just a couple of those cat stretches. So inhale, lift your heart, lift your tail, and exhale here. 30 minutes goes pretty quick, right? You could almost do, you could do this one, which is a half hour, and then my gentle one after it. That would be a really nice compliment. They kind of go through the same stages though, so, all right. Okay, from here, let's come onto our back where we're gonna do a half shoulder stand today. So if you know shoulder stand really well, go ahead, but otherwise I'm gonna show half today, all right? And it kind of requires you to get your shoulders under you a little bit as well. Here's what it is. You're gonna put your hips in your hands and let the feet float. Now, the tricky part is that your elbows wanna be in enough. So sometimes I even need to come back, shimmy, 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 all right? Get these in a little bit more, elbows and shoulders under me. And then, okay, now this is a big inversion. So this supported shoulder stand, half shoulder stand, or maybe about 3/4, might look different depending on your body. And you see here, the weight is not in my fingers, it's in the palm of my hand. And this may take some time to get used to. And also, try not to do like I was just doing when your neck is kind of in this position. Turning it to look to the screen isn't the best thing in the world you could do. What else could you do here? You could definitely do what we call Viparita Karani, which would be to have the block under the hips. Okay, something like this. And then they just float for a time. Some of the same energetic effects, benefits. And instead of going back into that, I'm just gonna hold here for another breath. Good. So if you're up in shoulder stand, what you wanna do is bring your legs over your head, arms strong, and then drag your legs over your head and control your descent. One vertebra at a time. Beautiful. All right. We're gonna carefully flip onto our fronts and come and do a back bend quick too. Let's do a simple locust. Legs long, hands at shoulders. Inhale, lift your heart up. Exhale, draw your navel in and squeeze your glutes a little bit. Draw your shoulders back, keep your elbows in. And so a locust can be as simple as this, where you got an assist, hands at your ribs, hands back. If you want a wrist stretch, you can go like that. Otherwise, backing up. All right. Try not to let your head lolly in front and then lift away. You can also include the feet if you want. Lift away. All right. Let's go ahead and press ourselves up to seated. We're going to do a twist. Let's do today the right leg bent and left leg straight. We're gonna do Marichi. So bring your foot in real close. And if it brings your hip off the floor, maybe go a little wide on it. Now you're gonna come inside that leg. Inside, use your back arm to press yourself up. And then see if you can sit forward. Now, some of us may like to just kind of stay here, inhale, sit tall, and then exhale, twist away. So this is kind of it's Maharichi's pose, it's a variation of it. You could also, if you had the shoulder flexibility and other things, you can reach beyond and then turn back away, grab, and then lift up and away. All right. That's pretty intense. It's intense for me. All right. Don't lose your breath. Inhale smooth. All right. Remember, something a lot simpler looks like this. Using muscles to lift up high. And of course, we're turning, we're looking back. I've been looking all over the place. You want to hold your gaze back. All right, from here, let's come center, leave that leg long, and let the other one lie down to the side. Take your left hip and move it back so that you got a big long leg there. Inhale, come up. Exhale, reach forward, out, and down. And come to the single leg stretch called Janu Shirshasana. You can just hold the leg if you want to hang out there. Number one piece of advice I have for you, if these leg stretches that we do are tough, sit on a blanket. Get your blanket and get yourself a little bit of lift and you'll notice a world of difference. Okay? You want to be able to find relaxation and stillness. You may take a few breaths to find your way, but then be there. Inhale, feeling long spine, and exhale, just falling over that leg. Good. As you inhale, lean back. Come up with a beautiful spine. All right. We're going to change and do the other twist. So you're going to bend the left, extend the right. Probably going to put your free arm back behind you and then come inside. Come inside that leg. All right, the foot is in and maybe a little side. Reach and maybe just plant it. Inhale, exhale, twist away. If you're able, take a nice exhale to get that shoulder kind of past that knee or really close to the knee. Then you open back around. And clasp. Ooh. Oh, my battery pack is in the way. Okay. And then inhale, lift. Exhale, twist. Fix your eye gaze back. Try to keep your straight leg, a little bit of energy moving through it. An anchor. One more breath. And then come around front and let the leg fall to the side. Take that right hip, put it back a little bit so that you're right facing that leg. Inhale, exhale, reach forward, out, and down. Find your head to knee pose. Don't let that make you think you have to have your head on your knee. It's just the name, all right? Think head toward knee pose. Go inward with the breath, all right? It gets really easy to come into this pose or any pose and be like, oh, okay, well, either check out or be just like suffering. Your breath is the key through all of that. Good, let's take one more inhale, come on up. And then exhale. I want to roll back just to do one thing. We'll just do some windshield wipers to work the kinks out. Take your knees overhead, arms wide, palms down, and let your knees fall to the left. Now go slow with this. As you inhale, use gentle strength to come up center. And as you exhale, go on out to the other side. And you could even, turn your head the opposite way. Inhale back to center, head center, and then exhale, knees one way and head the other. Okay. a few times through, kind of working all the tension out of the spine. Good. And then let's pause after your second right knee drop and give me a big Apanasana. Hug the knees in. Do any last massages you like. And let your breath smooth out to its natural rhythm. Notice how this pose here really lets you, it kind of powers a long exhale, doesn't it? Just give yourself that. Feel the exhale, just squeeze it out of yourself there. So you can remain in 5 minutes of rest or Shavasana. Otherwise, if you're ready, you can bring your right arm overhead. Left if it's early in the day. All right, exhale, come over onto your side. It's nice if you can stay on your side for a breath or two. Again, we're kind of normalizing. Inhale, sit back up. Find a cross legs. All right. And hands at heart center. Bow your chin into your chest to seal your practice. Namaste, yogis. Thank you so much for practicing with me today here at the Virtual Y. Remember that membership, if you are streaming us from another platform, membership at the Virtual Y is only $9.99 a month, and there's a lot of different classes. You've seen them rotate through probably on YouTube here too, but check it out sometime if you're interested. Otherwise, take care. Bye.